Uncle Ron and stuff. This is about the door handle outer gasket for a BMW Z3 1997. And there's a couple of YouTube videos that explain how to replace it. And all are very good. I'm just adding a couple tips that I found. One is what exactly the latch looks like on the inside of the door that you have to move. And somebody commented in one of the videos, it's toward the door, the handle side, and it's brassy looking, and it's actually they call it a rod, but it's not. It's a sliding piece of metal that is it it looks I can't do it. Uh, it's a slide, and it's bent over on this side in the hole, and it's brassy looking, and you have to put your flat blade on it and push it, and that will release it. And what it does, that whole thing slides back and forth, and it has teeth on it at the top like this, and it slides back over some plastic tabs on the trim piece, the door handle trim piece at the top, and it slides back into a track on those. And so getting it loose is not a big problem. Getting it back in place again, you really do need one of those long tools with a hook on it. I was able to use it with a curved surgical clamp that I could pull, but it would be much better. You can use a flat blade screwdriver to unlatch it. You put it right on that brassy looking end, and you push it, and it doesn't. It's not real hard to move. Um, but getting it back in place, you really are going to need one of those hooking tools. I managed to do it, but it wasn't easy. Second tip, the gaskets that I got didn't want to fit very well. They were aftermarket, made in China, uh, and I wound up having to trim some of the rubber off on the outer, at the very bottom and the corners. If it looks like this, like that, I can't do it. If it looks like this, anyway, at the bottom of the piece, in the corners, they had excess rubber. They didn't, uh, and I had to trim that off because otherwise the handle would catch it going up and down. So uh, the rubber replacement may not fit exactly, especially like I got a Chinese made replacement, and it didn't want to properly fit. The edges didn't want to fit over top of the plastic handle piece, and I had to trim some rubber off of it to get it in there. And then finally, um, I really had to push hard on the side of the latch away from the keyhole. You really had to hold that one in tight when you pull back the sliding latch. Otherwise, it didn't catch there, and uh, you really had to push in hard. The the plastic outer piece has two tabs at the bottom of it, and they kind of fit in like this. On one side, it it's not just an open hole; it's actually a little box there. Getting it positioned back in the tabs and then pressing, the boxes are in the bottom are, are very tight. So the tabs that go into the bottom Uh, it's just it's very tight. So you have to push at the bottom and get those tabs not only to go down in, but actually through the plastic that's there part of the normal door latch. And again, you need one of those pull tools to latch it again. You really have to press hard on the top of the cover with the new gasket on it at the side at the top away from the where the key goes in. Otherwise, you'll get one latch when you pull the lever. You'll get the one closest to the keyhole to latch, but not the one farthest away. So this is just be aware that the gasket may not fit right, and you may have to trim some rubber off of it. I used a very flat blade box cutter to do that, and I went slowly. And it's not a hard job. Again, the lever on the inside is a large brass thing, and it moves like this, parallel to the door latch, to the outer door latch. Opening it up is not a big deal. Flat blade push. Pulling it back is another problem. You really do need one of those pick tools. And you may have to trim the rubber. I don't know if you could get an original. The one that was on there that I replaced, and this is 1997, is really old, 25 years old. Totally deteriorated. I don't really remember what it looked like new. So the rubbery gasket may not have fit all that well anyway. I have both sides on. They don't fit super well, but I know they're latched in there and it'll work. Anyway, just tips related to a BMW Z3. The gasket, rubber gasket replacement around the door handles. You may have to trim to get it to fit properly. You really have to push hard on the top away from the locking, the key, and you're going to need one of those hooked pull tools. Other than that, it's not a big deal. I wish my gaskets had fit better. Uh, you get what you pay for. Anyway, Uncle Ron's stuff. This is BMW Z3 handle gasket replacement tips. And today is the 12th of July, 2023.